Sometimes betrayal doesn't come with knives or shouting. Sometimes it comes dressed in silk, smiling, holding a bouquet. When my sister said, "Please don't come to my wedding," it felt less like a request and more like a verdict. My hands were still wet, bleached detergent, the smell of work clinging to my skin. I looked at her, waiting for a reason. She didn't look at me. She just said, "I don't want people to know you clean houses." And then my mother, the woman who raised me to believe family meant everything, looked me dead in the eye and said, "We'll tell them you're dead. Don't call again." That's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't scream, it whispers your name while closing the door. I walked away that day with my dignity dragging behind me like a broken limb. 3 months. That's how long it's been since they buried me in silence. I raised that girl. When our father vanished, I was 15, she was 10. I mopped floors, served coffee, cleaned offices, so she could wear clean uniforms and chase dreams I couldn't afford to have. And she promised me she'd never forget. But success has a short memory. She became someone, diamond rings, designer laughter, the kind of woman who talks like she's allergic to her past. And me? I became the ghost she wanted erased. Still, when the invitation came, a golden card heavy with lies, I almost smiled, and when it was revoked, I told myself to let it go. But silence isn't forgiveness, it's just anger that learned to breathe quietly. Then, 3 days before her wedding, fate showed me a door. One of my old cleaning clients, a clerk at City Hall, mentioned her fiancé's name over coffee. She said, "That man's been moving money like smoke, in and out. No one can trace it." My stomach dropped. I asked for details. By nightfall I had them. Fake charities, stolen funds, shell companies, all under my sister's name. The man she was about to marry wasn't a dream, he was a demolition. And my mother, her signature was on one of the transfer papers. They weren't just erasing me, they were erasing her. I sat in my tiny apartment that night, the hum of the fridge louder than my heartbeat. I cried once, quiet, tired tears. Then I started to plan. People underestimate cleaners. We see things others don't. We know which drawers squeak, which cameras don't work, which secrets live in forgotten trash bins. I called in favors, the kind built on gratitude, not money. By the third night I had everything. The evidence, the recordings, the trail of corruption leading straight to the altar. I sent one message to my sister. "Congratulations. I hope he's everything you think he is." Then I waited. On her wedding morning, I sent a small, unmarked package to the venue. Inside, a single USB drive and no note. No name. By the time she picked up her bouquet, she'd already seen the files, and while she walked toward the man she thought would save her, sirens were already carving through the city. 3:17 p.m. The doors burst open, police flooded in, cameras flashing, whispers slicing through the hall. Her groom's face drained of color as the cuffs clicked shut. My mother collapsed beside the aisle, veil of denial torn apart. And me? I wasn't there. I was at home, watching the live stream replay. My sisters. Mascara streaked like war paint, the headline scrolling beneath her shattered smile. CEO arrested in massive fraud scandal. Bride's family implicated. By nightfall my phone wouldn't stop ringing. My mother, my sister, relatives who once looked through me like I was invisible. I turned the phone face down. "You told them I was dead?" I whispered. Then I smiled. Let them live with the ghost they created, because that day they buried me in shame and I buried them in truth. Sometimes justice doesn't wear a badge. Sometimes it smells like bleach and soap in the hands of a woman who's done being invisible. So tell me, if the people you love buried you alive, would you dig yourself out? Or would you wait to bury them back?